it is my pleasure to welcome the Honorable Karen Mills. She was sworn in April 6, 2009, as the 23rd Administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Prior to being confirmed as SBA Administrator, Ms. Mills most recently served as the President of MMP Group in Brunswick, Maine. The SBA helps small business owners and entrepreneurs secure financing, technical assistance, training, and federal contracts. And because we have only 2 witnesses, I'm going to be flexible with the 5-minute rule. So, welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chairwoman Velasquez, Ranking Member Graves, distinguished members of the committee, again, it's an honor to testify before you. Thank you for your continued efforts to help America's small businesses in this whole community survive, grow, and lead us out of this recession. I want to thank the Chairwoman for speaking at yesterday's Small Business Financing Forum that we held with Secretary Geithner at the Treasury. You said 2 things at that meeting that I really found resonated. First, you said access to capital equals opportunity. That statement rings true given our efforts to help small businesses find the credit that they need to create jobs. And you also said at this conference that this conference proved that small business is not an afterthought. I think this is true not only for you, but all the members of the committee and the administration. With the help of this committee, we're ensuring that SBA programs provide maximum value to small business owners. At the same time, and this is really the subject that we're here on today, we are committed to ensuring that taxpayer dollars are spent wisely, transparently, and effectively with proper risk management and oversight. Recovery Act is a strong example. As a result of the 90% guarantee and the lowered fees in our 2 flagship programs, we've engineered a turnaround in SBA lending. Briefly, the SBA has supported more than $14 billion in lending to small business since the Recovery Act was passed, with recent months at levels that we have not seen since 2007. We're above the 2008 mark. Weekly loan volumes have risen 75% compared to the weeks before the Recovery Act was passed. And we have here in the back this report card that we describe with these numbers. But most importantly, we have 1,250 lenders offering SBA loans who had not made a loan since October of 2008, and about half of them had not made a loan since 2007. And this means more points of access to capital for our small businesses, which is an important priority for us. So I want to thank the committee for all that you did to work to pass the Recovery Act. Our feedback from entrepreneurs, from small business owners, the lending community has been extremely positive. As the chairwoman may have heard yesterday, the lenders said that these loan enhancements help provide a critical lifeline for small businesses that are having trouble finding credit. We are going to continue to monitor these programs using a robust risk management framework that we established under the rules of the Recovery Act. More broadly, the team at the SBA continues to address outstanding and emerging areas of risk in a systematic way, and we are focusing on the very helpful recommendations of the GAO and of RIG. I'm pleased to say one of the things I committed to you last time is that we're going to take all of those recommendations and work through them. We have reduced open findings from our Inspector General by 47% over the past 18 months. And in the past quarter alone, we've reduced the number of overdue open recommendations from 97 to 53, taking this very seriously. We're pleased also to announce to have our new Inspector General on board, Peggy Gustafson. Her work will help to continue to ensure that the SBA is transparent, it's efficient, and it's meeting the needs of America's small business. In addition, the SBA remains committed to strengthening our lender oversight activities to eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse and mismanagement. Given the exposures our loan guarantees represent to the taxpayers, my team's goal is to ensure that we have robust credit risk management system that includes oversight and portfolio monitoring. On the subject that the Chairwoman and Ranking Member Graves raised today, and I know we're going to talk about. Today, the SBA is acutely aware that America is fighting two wars. Thousands of our veterans are returning home. I want to thank GAO for the report that they just released. We must make sure that service-disabled veterans have ample opportunities to start and grow a business, including the opportunity to access federal contracting. Since I first came on board in April, we have begun a new collaboration with the Veterans Administration leadership on the critical issue of access to accurate and transparent data regarding who is a service-disabled veteran. Both the SBA and the Veterans Administration have made this a top priority. Second, we're working to make sure there's accountability in this program. It's a subject we're going to talk about today. The 10 businesses described in this report have already been referred to RIG. And make no mistake, if they are found to be non-compliant, they will be debarred. Overall, we will continue to work with the VA to ensure that we have a system that works for veterans and is responsible to taxpayers. Finally, per the Chair's interest at our last hearing, I just want to mention that we sent 3 reports to Congress regarding our efforts with disaster preparedness and assistance, the Disaster Recovery Plan, the 2009 Annual Report on Disaster Assistance, and the reports on major contracts awarded as a result of on federal contracts awarded as a result of major disasters. I should also mention that we've held 2 disaster trainings for our field staff. And on a related note, we released and heavily promoted, and I personally spent a long time promoting an H1N1 flu preparedness guide. It's been very well received by thousands of small business owners. It describes how they make a plan for their business in case they have an issue with H1N1. Overall, my vision is that the SBA will continue to operate in a way that will meet the expectations of Congress, small business, and the American taxpayer. I look forward to working with the distinguished members of this committee to make that happen, and I welcome any questions, concerns, and comments about any of our programs or efforts.